Hey Levi, how are you? How are
Hey,
you?
how's it going?
I'm good, thanks. I got your pre-screen form. I just want to go over it with you, get you to elaborate on a few things that I just want a bit more info on, a bit more details. That way, I can best provide, I'll provide the best program possible for you to help you achieve your goals. Sound good?
Okay. Yep, sounds good.
Okay, cool. I'm just going to start with the first two sections, which are your basically medical general health, that sort of thing. I noticed you basically ticked no for everything. I just want to confirm that you don't have any injuries, soreness, joint pain, anything like that that will affect your training.
Yeah, no medical conditions or injuries. So, good to go on that.
Good to go? Okay, so yeah, sweet. You're pretty much clear to exercise. Um, I just want to ask a bit on your general activity level. You took sedentary. Can I just get you to elaborate a bit more on that?
Yeah, so because I study IT, it's not a very it's not a very physical field, so a lot of the work involves just me sitting behind a computer. When I'm not doing that, I'm at home studying. So not a lot of time to be active.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. And I also just want to confirm your height and weight. Also, here you've listed 80 kilos and 180 centimeters tall. Is this correct?
Yep, correct.
Okay, sweet. We're pretty much ready to move on to section three, which is your exercise goals and whatnot. The majority of our program. So I'm just going to ask you a bit more things, get you to elaborate a bit more on things, and we're good. So I noticed you tick lose body fat and improve your general health and energy. What motivates you to want to lose body fat? Why did you decide that?
Um, so it's just because over the years, I gained weight. I used to be 75, and yeah, I used to feel really energetic and like really healthy back then. So I was thinking I wanted to get back to that. And especially during COVID,
Mm,
I've just been slacking. Haven't really been getting a lot of exercise in or anything like that.
okay, that's. I'm just going to ask you a few more things to go off of that. When you say over the years, when did you start noticing that sort of that weight gain? Is this when you started studying and living that sort of lifestyle?
Yeah, yeah.
How
Definitely
long
when I
ago was
started
that?
studying.
Sorry to interrupt.
Uh, no worries. So it was about, I'd say like 3 years ago now. I started studying.
And then COVID just kind of sped up that weight gain process.
Yeah, definitely. Most of it was over COVID.
Okay. So that's pretty good motivation, eh? Like everyone wants to feel better about themselves, feel more energetic, have them clothes fit a bit nicer than they do.
Yeah,
Let me just
definitely.
ask you a little bit about your diet. Um, what does a typical day of eating look like for you, Monday to Friday? And if it's any different on Saturday, Sunday, what does that look like?
Yeah, so I'd say Monday to Friday. Usually I'm buying lunch every day. At course, they have like a dairy and a Hollywood cafe, so I'll typically buy lunch there. Um, on my non-course days, I usually just have like a normal breakfast, cereal, anything like that. And I'd say like a couple, maybe 3 times a week, I'll have takeout for dinner.
Mm, yeah. Okay. Well, see, this sort of information has been left out, but it's quite important for the goal you want to achieve because losing body fat isn't necessarily about going from 80 kilos to 75 kilos. Um, I think diet is super important, so it's real good we got this information. So, what I want to emphasize to you is that the number on the scale you've set, 75 kilos, although we can achieve this in the 8 weeks that we're going to have this program, I want you to measure um, your body fat loss in a different way, in different ways. First off, I want you to take a before and after picture. So although at the end of this 8 weeks, the scale might not necessarily have the numbers we're looking for, we'll be able to see the difference.
Okay.
Uh, What about your clothes? Over this period, have you gained, like, have you gone up in sizes? I don't know, in your pants, your shirt, etc.
Yeah, yeah, I noticed. Because I used to be able to fit into a medium like really easily, really comfortably. Now it's really tight on me, so I've had to buy large clothes, and yeah,
Okay, so although I think 75 is definitely achievable, I think we should set your goal to getting back down to medium, or do both. I reckon we can do both easy. Sound
okay,
good?
okay, sounds good.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do in my program is we're also going to work on your diet a little bit. We're just going to make minor changes. And
Okay,
I'm going to get you to take note, like I said, before and after pictures. We'll get your clothes fitting the way they used to, and then we'll be able to monitor your progression that way, rather than just being so fixated on a number.
yeah, okay, that
Okay,
makes sense.
that's cool for those. Also, I just want to ask you about your general health and energy. What do you mean
Okay.
by improve them? How do you feel throughout your days now?
Throughout my days now, I just feel tired, not really energetic. Yeah, pretty much just tired.
Okay. See, general health and energy. That's something hard to measure. It's not necessarily like a number.
Yeah,
It's more of a feeling. It's something that I can't monitor. I guess we should say. So, in a scale of 1 through 10, let's say throughout your day and at the end of your typical, we'll say course day, how would you describe your feeling using a number through 1 to 10? 1 through 10, sorry.
okay. So I'll say at the beginning of my day, I'm around a 7.
Yep.
Uh, by the end, when I get home, I feel like maybe a 3.
So it's quite low. What about
Yeah.
your health, your feeling of health? How healthy do you feel? Such a weird question, but for a scale of 1 through 10, how would you describe that?
Throughout the day.
Nah, just your general feeling of health, not your
Oh,
energy
okay.
levels. That healthy feeling, you know.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry. So I would say like maybe like a 6 or a 5.
Okay. So what I'm going to get you to do with those is I've noted those numbers. What we're going to do is at the end of our 8 weeks, I'm going to get you to re-rate those numbers based on how you feel. Sound good?
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, it's a difficult one to measure, but that's, I guess, the best way to judge is just that feeling you have.
Yeah.
Um, and in terms of this exercise program, I want to touch on a bit more on your nutrition actually before I get into that. You mentioned you're buying lunches on your course days. You're having takeouts a few nights a week. So what about your in terms of beverages? Let's say if you were to drink 10 beverages in a day, how many of those are water?
I'd say like 3, to be honest.
Mm, okay. So the rest would be fizzies, juices, cordials, something along those lines.
Oh yeah, definitely fizzy, like Sprite and Fanta. I drink those a lot.
Okay. So I think the best way to achieve your goals, to improve that general health and energy feeling and lose body weight, or body fat, sorry, is that small improvements to your diet, the beginning of exercising. That's how we're gonna achieve these goals. I don't want to push you into like a crash diet or crazy amounts of exercises. I think we're gonna do this because you're sedentary, right? Sorry, and I'm assuming you're
Yeah.
not too experienced when it comes to exercise based on the rest of your form.
Yeah, yeah. Haven't really done it. It's never really been me to
Okay,
exercise.
so I'm just gonna label you novice.
Yeah.
So we're gonna start small. We're gonna work and build up to those things. So in the meantime, I'm gonna set small goals for you in terms of diet and nutrition, small goals in terms of fitness, and we will see improvements throughout the course of this.
Okay.
yeah, of course, I'm not a dietitian, and I would recommend you to see a nutritionist. But for now, it's not necessary. I think we can reevaluate at the end of this. Sound
Okay,
good?
sounds good. Yep, sounds good.
Yeah. What I'm going to do is I'm going to note those small goals I want you to achieve in the notes when I return you the program, you'll be able to see and go from there.
Okay.
Sound good? Yeah.
Yep.
Well, just off the top of my head, what I'm thinking is you said, 3 out of your 10 beverages in a day would be water. We're just going to decrease the amount of fizzy intake, juice intake, or up the water intake. You're buying lunch every day and having takeout a few nights a week. We're just going to reduce that amount by a small amount. But I think in terms of exercise, a big one is we're going to make sure you get to the gym 3 times a week. But like I said, I'll include that all in the notes. Just small goals that I think you can achieve.
Okay.
Yeah, in terms of exercise goals, that's pretty much all I needed. Thanks for that. We'll move on to the next section, which is your exercise history.
Okay.
So, can you tell me about like what you're doing in the meantime in terms of exercise and fitness, if anything?
Yeah, so basically I walk to the bus stop every day when I go to course. So that's about 15 minutes there, 15 minutes back. And on some Sundays I walk my dog for about half an hour, I'd say.
Yeah. Okay, you've got these noted. I just wanted to elaborate a bit on the dog one. How long have you been walking your dog? Like, let's say in months.
Months?
Yeah, like have you been walking him for the past 3 months, 4 months, a
Oh,
year?
okay. Yeah,
Like that.
okay. So, I'll say maybe the past 6 months.
Okay, I'll just write that down.
'Cause,
6 months.
yeah, with COVID, it was, you get really bored, so it was just something else for me to do.
Ah, that's good. That's a good way to get out of the house. Bit of fresh air,
Yeah, definitely.
So what about previous experience, like say throughout your life? Anything there? I,
Throughout my
sorry, go
life,
ahead.
sorry. Um, no, yeah. So basically, just PE class in high school, maybe the odd trip to the dairy when my parents want me to go, stuff like that.
Yep, yep. I
Yeah.
understand that. Trust me.
Yeah, that's basically it. Just, um, mainly,
So,
yeah.
like I said, novice, beginner, not the most experienced, but that's fine. That's perfect. So in terms of exercise history, I've pretty much gathered all the info I need. In the availability section, I noticed you ticked basically Monday through Sunday, all 6 to 7 p.m. I just want to know, like, first of all, I'm definitely not going to get you to train 7 days a week. That's crazy. I'm suggesting you train 3 days a week. What are your course days?
My course days,
Yeah, what days are you
is
going to course?
Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. But Tuesday is a half day.
Okay, okay. So what I'm going to get you to do, and since you're already walking your dog on Sundays, we're going to leave that as is. I'm not going to get you to train on the Saturday, unless you want to, unless you feel up to it. I feel like as we progress through this 8 weeks program, I feel like you're going to like fall in love with it and start wanting to do a bit more. But
Yeah.
since Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday are your course days, and you've described your energy level as quite low, deflated, I don't want you to train on those days.
Yeah.
It's going to kill your motivation. It's going to make it feel like a chore. It's not going to be something you enjoy. You're not going to enjoy working towards your goals. So I'm thinking we train, since it's a half day, on Tuesdays, 6 to 7. And on Thursday and Fridays, which are your days off, 6 to 7. And then Sundays, you're free to walk your dog as you have been.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, it shouldn't be too exhausting. I think you get like an optimal amount of rest. And like I said, as we progress through this 8 weeks, you might decide 3's not enough. I want to do 4. I want to do 5. and those weekends are free. If you would like to do more, by all means. I recommend 3. I think as long as you hit your minimum of 3, we're good.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that
And
sounds
then,
achievable.
yeah, like I think it's a solid start, and I truly think 2-3 weeks in you're gonna fall in love, and those numbers are gonna go up. But in the meantime, our goal is 3. Okay, now I just want to ask a little bit about your preferences. What sort of exercises do you like, if
Um,
any?
well, it's like you said, I'm kind of a novice. I'm open to trying anything, but maybe oh no, I'm just open to trying things. Sorry.
So like you're fine with anything I sort of recommend, or
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
okay, that's cool. I love the freedom. I love the freedom to work with this program and kind of do whatever I want. I like that you're open. I can kind of have fun with it, get creative.
Yeah.
Um, in terms of program, I'll definitely work something out. I'll mix it up between the 3 days. I want to incorporate definitely cardio, definitely a bit of weight training, and then just some functional type movements.
Yeah.
Also, another thing I'm going to incorporate to every session is a stretching routine. Coming from a sedentary lifestyle and background, it's important you stretch. Like it just reduces the risk of just injury. So I'm
Yeah.
definitely going to incorporate that into your program. Um, I think lastly, before I kind of just wrap this whole thing up, is there any type of exercise you don't like? Is there anything you don't want me to incorporate into your program?
Really just anything too intense, I'd say. Um, I don't know if I'd be able to handle like very intense workouts. I definitely think I'll be open to it in the future,
Mm,
but as of right now, I don't want to do anything. Yeah, anything that goes too hard, you know.
yeah, no, that I completely get it. I think what we'll do is we'll start you at like a moderate intensity. Nothing too nothing too easy. It's got to be challenging. It's got to be, nothing is easy.
Yeah.
So we'll start you at like a moderate sort of intensity, and I think I'll monitor you as we go throughout these 8 weeks. Being a novice, 4 weeks in, you might decide let's amp it up a bit. So we're always free to test and adjust as we go. But in the meantime, I'll keep that in mind. I won't incorporate crazy high intensity stuff just yet.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
Yeah, and that's pretty much the end of this. Just to clarify, I'm gonna obviously everything we've learned and I've learned and gathered from you, I'm gonna incorporate into our notes and program. The main goals I want you to achieve and just work on week to week, day by day, is reducing the amount of fizzies you're taking in. That's definitely going to help with losing body weight. I want to make sure you take before and after pictures and you monitor your clothes. That way we have like a gauge on how we're going rather than a scaled number. I also want to make sure that you're hitting the gym at least 3 times a week. That's the minimum.
Okay.
Does that sound achievable to you?
Yeah, yeah, I definitely think it does. Yeah.
Yeah. And then lastly is your food. It's probably the most important when it comes to losing body fat. Everyone thinks it's exercise. A majority of it is diet. So what we're going to do is, of course, I'll have this all written in your program, but just give you a rough idea. You're going course 3 times a week. You're buying lunch every day. Maybe we'll start off one day you just make lunch. You take lunch to course, something a bit healthier. Just small things like this. And then I will evolve that as this program goes on. We'll start with just, make lunch once a week, something small, you know?
Okay. Okay.
And I think a combination of just small improvements to your diet, which is your food and water intake, or food and beverage intake, I should say. The beginning of exercising, 3 times a week at a minimum, continuing to walk your dog, I think we're going to smash this. I think we're going to achieve your goal beyond in 8 weeks.
Okay, sounds great.
Sounds good. Well,
Yeah.
that's pretty much it. I've gathered all the information I need. I think, no, for sure. I've pretty much got everything. Anything you need to ask me? Any questions you have about any of this program? Otherwise, we're good.
No, I think we're good. I definitely understand. Yeah.
Okay. No questions?
No questions.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill out these forms, add a bit more notes onto it, touch on your goals a little bit, set up your workout schedules and days. Obviously, if you can't make that day, you can fill it in where you can. Your weekends are free. If you want to exchange a Thursday to a Saturday, whatever works for you, I guess. And then, yeah, I'll get back to you.
Okay, so sounds good.
Sweet. All right.